Welcome to the Full Tracy Money Audio Commentary. This is Owen Tracy recording, and it's 4:10 p.m. and that is Central Time. Today is October 5th. Well, I thought I would kick off and look at the dollar index. It's looking a little tired. It's been up for over 10 consecutive weeks, so we might be looking at the first down week, and it's very overbought, so some consolidation would be welcome, I think, particularly from the perspective of lots of other asset classes. But I think also a lot is hinging right now on what happens with the unemployment figure tomorrow. And I don't think anyone is really willing to take big positions ahead of that. So we had stock markets today that were down, but not down a lot, and pretty mixed performance in Europe. But what we definitely see is weaker mid-cap indices all over the world, and that's generally reflective of a less than healthy environment in the domestic market. Then the 10-year Treasury was slightly in positive territory today. Yields were down almost 1.5 basis points, but we had a more convincing rebound in the gilt and the bund, but not in an especially dynamic manner. And then, because of a little bit of dollar weakness, we saw some strength coming through into some of the commodities, but not all. So oil prices were down almost another $2, and that's on the West Texas Intermediate price, down about $1.50 on Brent. And that's extending the big decline that we had yesterday. So this is very clearly a break of trend. But then gold prices were pretty much unchanged. Where you had some fireworks was in natural gas, up $20 on the NYMEX contract, but then it was weaker in some of those European contracts. And that was basically on a smaller inventory build, but inventories are still building. Then orange juice continues to push on the upside. There's also been quite the significant divergence in the performance of the US listed cocoa price and the UK one, because the UK one is denominated in pounds. So the weakness of the pound supported the price in the UK, but of course the strength of the dollar has exacerbated the decline of cocoa from its accelerated peak in US dollar terms, and that would then make the UK price more of a currency and commodity play. And then, of course, orange juice continues to just tack on high after high, but the experience from cocoa probably gives us an example of what we can anticipate from orange juice. Eventually, prices are going to get to a level where people will simply stop buying it. And when that happens, then we're going to get a very significant roll down of the price, and potentially a reversal of the large backwardation that we have right across the curve. Then sugar prices were also in positive territory today, so not really taking their key, or their cue, I should say, from the oil price. But the one other big important commodity to pay attention to is copper, and it was down another 3.7 cents in here today, so down to $3.55, and this continues to look like a very challenging environment. And of course, the Chinese market was closed today. Now the mainland market was, but the Seng was open, and nothing in the way of a big dynamic move. So then we did have, though, a good-sized rebound in Japan, and the yen is strengthening up a little, but not in an especially dynamic manner. And this just looks like a little bit of steadier action in the region of a big psychological level like the 150, and the Nikkei finding support in the region of the upper side of the underlying trading range. So certainly plenty of charts to pay attention to in here. So let's